Shahid Kapoor.
His versatility as an actor.
Okay, and last one, Sidharth Malhotra.
I can't say his looks. Like technically I would say it was a boy. But the way he does action. I think it's a very good, respectful co-star relationship that we have. And I remember that during shoot also I would be to myself and he would be to himself. And there was never any ice to break, really. Like we met, we understood, okay, like he's my type. Like he was like, she's my type. Like we're both introverts, right? So we never really tried to poach on each other's space.
Okay.
But we understand the craft and we've done so many films that we know that, okay, chalo, abhi love song hai, this is what is required of us as actors, so we'll do that. I knew we look good on screen, but I didn't know that such an amazing response will come from the audience that they'll love us together.
When is Farzi 2 happening?
Yeah.
I have to ask you, come on.
Farzi 2 will start next year beginning because Rajan DK sir have a lot on their plate. They have Citadel coming, they have Family Man 3. Then they probably move to Farzi 2.
One contemporary whose body of work you truly admire.
Sai Pallavi.
Yes. Hi Raashii.
Hello.
Welcome to News 18. So lovely to have you. How have you been?
I am doing great. I am excited about what's coming. I'm happy about what has come.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to this conversation with you.
Lovely, lovely. No, but let's focus on what the release that you just had, Yodha. And really, Raashii, it's not because I'm speaking to you, but I had a great time watching the film.
Oh,
and it's such an entertaining film, and at the core of it, of course, is the love story that is there. What really sort of fascinated me was the fact that, the meaty characters that the women have, in the film, which we usually don't get to see in these mainstream actioners. Was that the first thought that also crossed your mind when you heard the script, read the script?
Yes, I think the fact that this film has all layers was interesting to me because it's action at the face of it, but there are also layers of that personal relationship that they have, the professional relationship that they have, and how the professional gets into the personal and sort of breaks them apart. So there's a lot that I could play with as a character, and that's what we as actors look forward to in a film. So yes, it is obviously an action film, but it has all these layers which really worked for me when I first read the script.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the lovely saris that you wore in the film. Tell me a little bit about that. How was the process like? The costume designer came. Was it like, did you have to give a look test for it? How was it?
Yes, so Tia is the girl who sort of did the costumes, and she was given a brief by the directors of the kind of saris that they wanted for the character. I usually don't get into what I'm getting in terms of dressing. Like they just ask me what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not, and I'll leave it up to the costume designer to decide, okay, this is what the character's like, this is what we think will work for the character. And I'm really glad that people are liking the saris because that's exactly what Tia came and told me. She's like, I'm going to get you the best saris and you're going to look your best. And I was like, okay, I'll carry it, get me what you have. And I think I'm really happy that people have really liked me in saris.
Yeah. Did you take a few home?
No, not at all. I give them all back. Yeah.
Okay. So I think recently you said that, it was a dream for you to be a part of a Dharma film. Has Karan Johar watched the film? Has there been any feedback from his end?
I remember I was very anxious on the day before the release.
Okay.
And he came to me and he said, but you're very good. Why do you care? And I'm like, no, of course I care for the film. And he's like, no, you're really good in the film. And we will collaborate soon. And that coming from him meant a lot to me because I know he was not just faffing. He genuinely meant what he was saying. Otherwise, he didn't have to really say it. But he's like, but that's the confidence that people who've always been in the industry can give you. As a senior person who's been there for so many years. Like he's all about films. So if he comes and tells you, it sort of gives you a little validation and you feel great about it, and that's how I felt. So I'm really looking forward to another collaboration with them.
Yeah. So is another one
I hope so, yes.
So there hasn't been any conversation yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Like you said, you were really anxious a day before the release. I mean, it's been quite a few years for you. You have had so many films, to your, credit. Do you still get that kind of butterflies before every release, or was this
I don't
special?
get butterflies before every release because I've been in those industries for very long. I know how the audience perceives me, and I sort of have an understanding of how they will like me in a certain film. But because I was coming back into Hindi after a very long time on the big screen, I did have a certain anxiety inside me because I was like, I don't know if the Hindi audience is going to like me the way they like me in the South.
Right.
They have seen
Right.
Farzi, but it's on an OTT platform. It's not really the big screen.
Sure.
The big screen experience is completely different. Is why I had my own, I had my own butterflies where I was like, are people going to like me? Are they not going to like what's going to happen? Like I had that anxiety. But I'm really happy with the result of it because people have actually liked me in the film. And that in itself pushes me to do more Hindi stuff. That okay, they have accepted me to a certain extent, and okay, maybe I should just keep working on that and becoming better at my craft.
Yeah. So, like you said, you were returning to Hindi films after such a long time. You started your career with Madras Cafe, right? Yeah. That's another great film, I
Yes.
think. So, was there any reason for, not doing Hindi films? Was it because you were busy down south, or were you not happy with the kind of Hindi films coming your way?
See, after Madras Cafe, it was not like it was raining offers. It was not like I was getting the films that I would have technically wanted to do. So I was like, if I don't see that if I don't see myself in a certain way, I might as well not pursue that path. And that time, South films opened up for me and they gave me what I wanted. It gave me what I wanted. So I went with the flow. But one thing I was very certain about coming back to Hindi was that unless it's a really good project, I don't want to test waters in Hindi. And that's when Farzi was offered. And it was a blind call. It was just like, I have to do this. It's a no-brainer. I will do a Rajan DK series after Family Man with a Shahid and with a Vijay Sethupathi in it. It's a no-brainer call.
Of course.
So I was very excited and I was very happy that it came to me because I wouldn't have seen myself coming into it again if it was not for a Farzi or even if it wasn't for a Yodha.
Yeah. Like you said that, after Madras Cafe, the offers were not flooding in the way that you wanted to. It was your first film, and when that happens, you don't get the kind of work that you want to do. Of course, you eventually moved to South, but then does it sort of put you in a different state of mind? Does it make you question yourself?
See, I've always believed in myself and I knew that I would make it big in whatever I do. And it doesn't come from a place of arrogance, it comes from a place of self-assurance, which I cannot explain, but I was always assured that I was always secure in myself. I knew whatever I do, I'll put my heart and soul into, and there's no way things will not happen. You can call it manifestation, you can call it whatever. But after Madras Cafe, when things didn't turn up the way I wanted, I was okay going back and doing something else. It wasn't like, oh, now I'm an actor, how will I do something else? I was okay going back to my studies and doing something else. Because films, in a way, it's not like I always wanted to be an actor.
Okay.
That passion and that ambition was not there in my first film. It came eventually when I started loving the craft and I started loving being on set, that this is what I want to do. But it wasn't there before. So I wasn't disheartened.
Okay.
Once I got into it, once I started doing films, and then I was like, okay, this is all I want to do now. I want to make the best of it. I'll give it my heart and soul. Then it could have been disheartening if I wasn't getting the kind of offers that I would have wanted. But thankfully, in my case, I always got what I wanted. And I also sort of almost, becoming a Dharma heroine was never even a dream. I never even thought that it could have been a dream for me because I'm a complete outsider. I have nobody in the family. I have no person pushing me or vouching for me. I did it all myself. So it wasn't even a dream because I never thought it could be a dream which would come true. So I think I surrendered after a while when I was in films. Let's see what comes to me. Let me just surrender. And it just came to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am very, very grateful for it. But it's not like I did something to get it.
Like you said, you are a complete outsider, and you had to perhaps do things your way, or fight for it in your own, way. Of course, then what happens is it takes time for things to fall into place, right? Did that phase ever make you impatient?
I am a very patient person.
Lovely.
I am extremely patient and I believe that life has a way of manifesting itself. Don't try to push it, don't try to fight it. Just understand that everything happens for a reason. As you grow older, you understand things happen for a reason. 10 years later, you'll be like, okay, this happened because of this, because I had to become this. And today, in fact, I posted a story which said, if you remove all the mistakes that you've made, you'll erase yourself.
Wow.
So everything you do is probably what you're going to do is probably set out for you. To become a better individual or even to do well in your craft, whatever it is. So I feel like you should just surrender and let things flow in life rather than trying to fight it.
Yeah. So there are no regrets?
Absolutely not. Because even the mistakes that I've made have made me who I am today.
Absolutely, right. Coming back to Yodha, Sidharth Malhotra and Disha Patni, both of them, we see them doing some action.
Yes.
Did you feel like, why am I not getting any action?
No, I mean, I'm sure I'll do an action film eventually. But maybe for me, they needed me in that role.
Huh.
Which probably people also thought suited me really well. I think the casting team did a fabulous job in casting us in what they, and they've played to our strengths.
Yeah.
Like even Disha has this really amazing combat scene with Sid in the film, which is her strength. It's Sid's strength that he's playing in this film as well. And this is my strength probably. But I have other strengths, which people haven't seen yet, and I don't blame them because they will see me in films, for the films that I'm doing, they will see my strengths. And I'm also very new to the Hindi audience, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I will explore all of that in the future.
But are you particularly interested in doing action on screen?
Of course I am, yeah. I want to do everything I can. I want to push limits, I want to push boundaries, I want to work hard. I'm ready to work as hard as possible to suit a certain role. I don't want people to say, oh, she can only do these kind of roles. Like I want to break that. And I'm glad I'm getting roles that will be able to break that.
But I just want to understand from you, because you're an actor. We see so many actioners that are headlined by men, these larger than life, films. Why do you think we don't see, more of that, featuring women?
I think filmmakers should answer that question. I really don't know why that doesn't happen, because it should. I think action as a genre only hasn't been explored so much in Hindi cinema. It's now that we are seeing, okay, like a fighter has come, or now a Yodha has come. Sort of like that, that's airplane action, whatever that's a part of action. We're still exploring that action bit. We haven't really done it in so many films, I feel. We're still trying to find our way through it, and that's what they're doing with the leads as heroes. I think it's not far away that they'll also take a female lead, but that'll take time. Why? You should ask the filmmakers. Yeah.
No, hoping for the best.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to understand. So what we know of Sidharth is that he's essentially a very introverted person.
Same.
You too? Yeah. Oh, so how did you really break the ice? Because it seemed like you guys are great friends.
See, no, but we aren't. Like, it's not like we are buddies and we talk. It's not like that at all. I think it's a very good, respectful co-star relationship that we have. And I remember that during shoot also, I would be to myself and he would be to himself. And there was never any ice to break, really. Like, we met, we understood, okay, like, he's my type. Like, he was like, she's my type. Like, we're both introverts, right? So we never really tried to poach on each other's space.
Okay.
But we understand the craft, and we've done so many films that we know that, okay, chalo, abhi love song hai, this is what is required of us as actors, so we'll do that. I knew we look good on screen, but I didn't know that such an amazing response will come from the audience, that they'll love us together.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that much, which is great if it's worked. So yeah, I mean, he's as introverted as I am,
But I think there's also the Delhi connection.
Yeah, Delhi ka connection. The only thing that's Delhi about us is our accent. That he just knew, acha, tu Delhi se. I was like, yeah, I'm Delhi se. And we had some conversations about Delhi. He also reads stuff, so I had conversations about books with him and about films in general. So that's the basic. Yeah.
I think, where you come from, if two people belong to the same city, I think that's always a great icebreaker, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah. I also saw this video. It was really fun video. So, I think the three of you were like promoting the film. And then I think Sidharth was saying something and Disha is seen just pushing him aside and holding her hand and walking off.
Yeah.
That was so fun to see. Okay, so now, of course, Disha was in the film, even though I don't think you had scenes together. No, you didn't. But you've done films, with other female actors. There was Tiruchitra Balam and I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce the name.
Aranmanai.
Sorry, that one. More often than not, Raashii, what happens is it's the external factors, telling you that, oh, why are you doing a film with another female actor? Has that ever happened?
See, there will be people, but you need to differentiate the noise that's coming from constructive criticism, and people who actually want good for you. If you are secure as an actor, you wouldn't really need other people's opinions to guide you in your profession. And I'm a very secure actor. So even if you put like 3 actors in the same frame, I'll still be secure enough because I know what I'm doing and this is the capacity that I can do, this is how much I can push. I've never been insecure in life.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, it's perfectly fine if there are 2 people or 3 people or 4 people. Till the time they are doing justice to the character that I am playing.
Right.
That means they've written it well. It can be a 10-minute thing, it can be a 15-minute thing, but it has to be impactful. Otherwise, I wouldn't really do it. So I feel like it's also a collaboration. It's never a competition in my head. We collaborate for art. We don't compete for attention. That's not the job of an actor, right? So I see it like that. So I always see it as a collaboration that great, you're shining, I'm shining, we all are shining if the film does well.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't, you have great parts, we are shining, all of us are shining together. We are in this together to make art, not to like compete with each other.
True.
And there will be external forces, but you just have to listen to what you think will work for you.
Absolutely.
But I don't take those opinions at all.
Yeah.
They try to tell me that don't do this because of this.
Yeah.
But that comes from a place of insecurity, which I don't have. Yeah.
But don't you agree, Raashii, that women more than men are sort of pitted against each other?
I think it's more a construct.
Yeah.
I don't know how real it is because I would love to support a female who's doing really well.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't expect anything from anybody, but I personally feel like I would clap for them because they are paving way for us. Right?
Of course.
It's all of us are winning together. It's not one above the other. It's like all of us move together. If an Alia is doing films that are led by a female, or if a Kangana is doing it, they are helping us get those roles in the future, right? So I feel like we should always clap for each other. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
There may be women who don't think that way, but I think we need to support each other. We still need to support each other.
Yeah. This also reminds me of the amazing friendship that you have with Vani.
Yes.
Is it tough to keep the friendship afloat, Raashii, sometimes in an industry that can, make you insecure?
Not at all, because I feel like we both come from the same thought process, and our friendship has started way before we became actors.
Yeah.
So it was never that we became actors and then we became friends and then it sort of got complicated, because it can, honestly.
Yes.
But it didn't, because she has her own space, I have my own space, and we want the best for each other, right? Like, she's like my sister more than a friend today. So I'm like, I want the best for her, she wants the best for me. So we've never had any kind of friction, and we will never have any kind of friction because we think alike.
Right.
We want us both to rise in life, right? And I'm very proud of her, and I know she's proud of me as well, because I remember having that conversation with her and I was like, I'm so proud of us because you're both outsiders, you're both introverts. We don't necessarily follow that path of, oh, you have to be seen everywhere, you have to be active here, you have to be active there. We are just working on our craft. I see her working hard, she sees me working hard, and I think that's the kind of friendship that lasts, and that's the kind of friendship you need in life, where you're always pushing each other to be the best version of each other.
Has it so happened that you both are vying for, let's say, the same role ever?
I don't know. I think we leave it up to the filmmaker to decide.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'll be like, oh my god, why did she? I think I'll be very happy for her and she'll be very happy for her. But it'll not be a competition within us ever. That much I know.
Okay, on a separate note, what is happening? When is Farzi 2 happening?
Yeah.
I have to ask you, come on.
Farzi 2 will start next year beginning. Because Rajan DK sir have a lot on their plate. They have Citadel coming, they have Family Man 3. Then they probably move to Farzi 2. So according to the information that I have, it will start next year.
Yeah. Okay, so lastly, this is what I want to ask you. You said this in an interview somewhere that, I don't want to play these characters that can be a floozy running around trees anymore because I've done this for years. Did you really feel stuck in a rut earlier on?
See, when you're doing those kind of films, you do feel stuck because you want to break out of it.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to break out of it, and it's not in your hand. You may want to do certain kind of roles, but filmmakers might not see you in that light. So what I did was I said, audition me. See if you think I can do it. And if you think I can't, it's okay. But at least I'll try it. At least I'll give it a shot. The film that actually changed things for me was Toli Prema. I didn't audition for it, but I got the part. I don't know, maybe it was God's doing. But for Rudra, I auditioned. The series that I did with Ajay Devgan, I auditioned for that because it was very difficult for them to see me like a negative thing. Right. But I said, okay, just audition me. I'm still open to auditioning.
Yeah.
And you do feel like you're in a rut, but I feel like it's great to balance commercial films like that and content-driven films. That is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to completely shun this. If I've said this, I want to change it. I don't want to completely shun it. But of course, I want to do content-driven films.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But you still audition, right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm completely fine in auditioning. Because I'm like, you'll know आप कितने पानी में पता चल जाता as an actor.
That is true. Okay, so before we let you go, we'll do this very quick segment and be as quick as you can and
my
honest.
God, I'm the worst.
No, these are very easy questions. Don't worry. Okay, Vijay Deverakonda or Dhanush? Who do you think you have a better chemistry with on screen?
Chemistry, I feel. I think maybe Vijay.
Yeah. I also think so.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you choose, Raashii? Box office success or critical acclaim? You have to choose one.
I think I've had critical acclaim, so I'll choose box office.
Box
success.
office? Yeah, that was honest. Okay. Okay, one takeaway from the following co-actors. Prithviraj Sukumaran.
He's a master of all arts. Like, I feel like he can direct, he's a producer, he can act. I just hope I can do that in life someday.
Yeah.
Like, manage everything together and still shine in everything. Yeah.
But do you have directorial aspirations?
I don't, but if I do have them someday, I wish to be as successful as Prithviraj is.
Okay. Vijay Sethupathi.
The fact that he is who he is and he doesn't pretend to be anything but himself. I love that about him.
Okay, yes. Junior NTR.
His energy,
Okay, Shahid Kapoor.
his versatility as an actor.
Okay, and last one, Sidharth Malhotra.
I can't say his looks. Like technically I would say it if I was a boy. But the way he does action.
Yeah, okay. Okay, who has been your all-time Bollywood crush?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, universal crush, right? Okay. I know this might be tough, but I'll give it to you. Chalo, 2 directors who are there on your bucket list.
Karan Johar and Sanjay Leela Bansal.
Let's put it out in the universe.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And advice that you think you wish you could give to your younger self?
Don't be anxious. Things will fall into place.
Okay. And the last one. One contemporary whose body of work you truly admire?
Sai Pallavi.
Yes. She's amazing.
Yes.
Yes. Well, on that note, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Raashii.
thank you.
And I'm looking forward to what you bring to us next.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Same here. Thank you. Hi guys, it's me Raashii Khanna and you are watching me on News 18.